In 1994, in a conference room in Tucson, a young philosopher stood up and split the study of the mind clean in two. He did it with one question: why does any of this feel like anything at all? The philosopher was David Chalmers. The question is now called the hard problem of consciousness, and 30 years on, nobody has answered it. I want to sit with that question for a bit, because I think it's one of the most important things anyone has ever asked, and most of us walk straight past it every single day. Here's the split Chalmers made. There are the easy problems of consciousness, and there are the hard ones. Now, easy is a strange word for them, because the easy problems are fiendishly difficult. How does the brain tell one color from another? How does it weave sound, sight, and touch into one smooth picture of the world? How does it store a memory and pull it back out? These are huge problems. But they're easy in one specific sense. We know what an answer would even look like. You find the mechanism, you show how it works, you're done. The hard problem is a different animal. You can explain every last mechanism involved in seeing the color red. The wavelength hitting your eye, the signal racing up the optic nerve, the cells firing in the visual cortex. You can map all of it down to the final neuron. And when you've finished, there's still a question sitting there untouched. Why is there an experience of red at all? Why does it feel like something to be you, rather than feeling like nothing? That's the gap. Philosophers call it the explanatory gap, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Everything else in science gets explained by describing structure and how things move and interact. What's it made of? How is it arranged? What does it do? That recipe works for digestion, for weather, for galaxies. But you can give a complete physical account of a brain, and the lights could still, in principle, be off inside. The physical story tells you what the system does. It doesn't tell you why doing it is accompanied by an inner life. To make this bitingly clear, Chalmers gave us one of philosophy's strangest ideas: the philosophical zombie. Forget Hollywood. This zombie isn't shuffling around looking for brains. It's a being identical to you, atom for atom, neuron for neuron. It talks about its feelings. It pulls its hand back from a flame. It writes poetry about a sunset. From the outside, it's you, but inside, there's nothing. No experience, no inner light, all dark. And here's the catch: we can imagine that being without any contradiction. If it's even possible in principle, then experience is not just the physical facts, because the zombie has all the same physical facts and no experience at all. If this is the first time you've really felt the weight of that question, do me a quick favor and give the video a like. It genuinely helps this work reach other people who find themselves wondering about exactly this sort of thing. And if you want to come further down the rabbit hole with me, subscribe, because the next deep dive is already taking shape. Now, plenty of clever people hate this argument, and they push back hard. Daniel Dennett says the zombie isn't really imaginable at all. We just think it is because we're imagining sloppily. Others say being able to picture something doesn't make it genuinely possible, and the most common response of all is just, give neuroscience time. We'll crack it eventually. But Chalmers has a quiet, devastating reply to that one. Structure and dynamics only ever give you more structure and dynamics. You can pile up brain scans forever, matching this brain state to that experience, but correlation was never the same as explanation. Knowing which neurons fire when I taste coffee is not the same as knowing why there's a taste there at all. So if consciousness can't be squeezed down into physics, what is it? Chalmers offers something he calls naturalistic dualism. Dualism is a loaded word, so let me say what I think he means by it. He isn't talking about a ghostly soul floating about. He's saying there might be two fundamental kinds of thing in nature. The physical properties physics already describes: mass, charge, spin. And phenomenal properties: the redness of red, the ache of grief, the warmth of a familiar voice. Both natural, both following laws, just not the same laws. Experience on this view isn't a magic trick the brain performs. It's a basic feature of reality, woven in from the start. And once you take that seriously, something strange follows. If experience is fundamental, where does it begin? If it switches on at some level of complexity, you have to ask which level exactly, why that one rather than the next. That problem gets so awkward that some thinkers, Chalmers included, start entertaining panpsychism. The idea that some trace of experience reaches right down into the basic building blocks of reality, the particles and fields everything else is made of. Not the idea that rocks have thoughts or electrons have opinions. Just that some faint flicker of experience might go a lot further down than we ever assumed. It's a strange thing to sit with, but it neatly dodges the miracle of consciousness appearing out of dead matter for no reason. And that's not nothing. Here's where it lands for me, and it's the part the article only gestures at. The hard problem might be hard because we've got the whole picture upside down. We treat the physical world as the bedrock and consciousness as the awkward guest nobody can explain. But think about what you actually know. Physics is inferred. The outside world is inferred. Your own experience, right now, is not inferred. It's the one thing given to you directly. You can't even deny it without using it to do the denying. So if there's ever a real clash between our physical theories and the plain fact that you are having an experience, Chalmers says experience wins. Every time. Maybe the hard problem isn't a problem to be solved at all. Maybe it's a clue. A clue that what we call physical is just what consciousness looks like from the outside, and what we call experience is the same thing felt from within. There's far more in the full piece, the zombie argument, the criticisms, the wine bet Chalmers actually won. It's all waiting for you at consciousnesspartnership.com,